Hi everyone, Julia here, recording this November 6, 2022. And this is a summary of David Nino Rodriguez's interview with Jason from Archaix. And the title from Nino was Jason Breshears, The Final Crusade. Jason starts by saying that his channel is all about the Phoenix phenomena. He says that the elite have been planning for 2040 for the past 80 years, and that the stimulus bill was used to fleece taxpayers to pay for their preparation and the next phase of their plan, and that the deep state needed a fall guy administration, hence Biden, and that it's all rigged. Jason said he wouldn't be surprised if a 10,000-year-old underground artificial intelligence system existed. He mentions how Trump was groomed and how by the early 1980s, Trump knew he'd be president. The elite now need a financially strong United States, and it's about to swing far right politically. Jason says that we're at the tipping point and that we're in the middle of the beginning of a takedown. He states that it's all a part of the game, and he mentions how the plan is mapped out in Albert Pike's 1880s published work, Morals and Dogma. Jason suggests that a change in politics is necessary and that the elites have begun sacrificing its liberal puppets. He says patriots are patriotic, but don't understand they are part of the new regime, which will have strict Christian protocols in place. Jason states that a Christian Reich is needed for the next phase. Jason argues that the underground explosions are not to do with rescuing children. He pointed out that in 1975, Congress passed a bill to fund underground cities, and that underground real estate is vast, with the elite having everything they need underground. Jason brings up the book series Out of the Ashes by William Johnstone. He says it's about the Phoenix event and how it will be after the fact. Jason again predicts a false savior emerging and mentions how patriots will applaud the quantum financial system, even though it's what the elite always wanted. It's just been rebranded. Jason suggests that the elite leaked fake intel about saving kids and other extreme intel, and that the more details provided to make a lie unbelievable, the more it is believed. Jason surmises that the underground is packed full of geological features like caverns and forests. He points out that we can grow with artificial light and that the sun is not required for human sustenance. He says everything can be manufactured artificially. He says that the elite use media to produce NGOs, non-governmental organizations, in order to give people enemies, and that celebrities are also used to create rumors and distractions. He says that the elite like to demonstrate the powerlessness of people with the current court antics reported on, and that they want people fed up and hopeless, feeling that there's nothing elected officials can do. Jason reminds that it's all scripted. Jason claims that 1902 was a very soft reset, mentioning red mud and dust and 2 erupted volcanoes reported. Jason says that when the elite saw that 1902 was not the big one, that they then released many NGOs and companies, planning to take control for the next 138 years. Jason says that we're heading towards vapor canopy as in the ancient times, which allows for activated DNA making for superhero abilities. Jason goes on to suggest that Cro-Magnon and Neanderthals are forms of humans due to vapor canopy conditions, and that they are not a different species from us. Jason insists that Genesis refers to a vapor canopy atmosphere, and that its collapse created the Great Flood. He says that the whole world experienced flooding and that the whole world didn't flood. Jason briefly mentions that there is a thicker mesosphere under vapor canopy conditions, giving magnification of the night sky. Jason states that we're in a contained system and that everything we see in the sky is inside the containment field. He says that there is no escape from the simulation until it collapses, and he didn't say this, but he said it many times, and that'll be in 2178. Jason says that God is the oversoul and creator, but that this construct was created by the demiurge, and that it's allowed because it can't contaminate the real world. He says we're passing through, and that those who want to belong here will stay after the collapse of the sim for perhaps eternity, trapping themselves. Jason postulates that the elite create false flags to spark imagination, always trying to keep us looking anywhere but underground. Jason says that it's not World War III that's coming, but a crusade. He mentions how the truth is often revealed in movies, and again claims that we're definitely in a simulation. Jason says that currently liberals are under assault by design and are realizing they've been set up as fall guys. Jason predicts a switch to nationalism and patriotism with more puritanical Christian principles, and that anti-Islamic sentiment will be pushed. But this has to wait until the right is in charge politically. Jason says that he's a data miner, eliminating what doesn't fit. He says that the Middle East will be empowered by the elite, and that's why all the military equipment was left in Iraq. He says the elite are bringing about the new Crusades and will have Jerusalem all over again. He says that they're setting the stage for the false prophet that can kill at a distance to appear, as presented by the first seal of the apocalypse. He states that the 7 seals are preparation for the apocalypse. Jason talks about how books like 1st and 2nd Ezra's were removed from the Bible to hide the predictions of the coming vapor canopy. He points out that many Old Testament books have changed names and hidden content. He says that many ancient texts were rewritten through Jewish lens. Jason says that the truth hurts, but it is liberating. Jason again points out that he's a chronologist, allowing him to discover that this is the end of the simulacrum, when the elite will get the rug pulled out from underneath them and the meek will inherit the earth. He says that once all 7 seals are broken, then the scroll can be read. Jason reminds that as long as you're vibrating at the proper frequency, then you will be fine. He says that the 2nd seal is international war, but that's in the near future, not yet. He says that now we're going to the brink of collapse, and then the elite will bring it out with the quantum financial system repackaged from their New World Order banking plans, which will be celebrated by patriots. Jason says that the Phoenix event in 2040 is the 6th seal, and then there will be a short period of peace. Jason points out that a cataclysm in 2040 is in many prophecies. Jason says that the 5th seal is not caused by men and has nothing to do with Earth, that it is a conversation to figure out what to do with souls that are no longer reincarnating, as time is running out, and that the 7th seal is a period of silence in heaven. He says that solar and wind energy sources won't function after 2040 due to the return of the vapor canopy. He states that Jason says that the elite have refineries and everything else that they need underground ready to resurface and take control after 2052. He says that their eggs are not in one basket, and that there are copies of libraries in many locations underground, from which books are resurfaced from periodically. He ends by claiming that the Phoenix is technology hidden in the sky that can be activated every 138 years. All right, everyone, thanks for listening, and I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. Remember to focus on what you want and help others if you can. Ciao, ciao.